morning children, and welcome to today's writing lesson. So yesterday we looked at the poem 10 Things a Wizard Would Keep Under His Hat, and we identified nouns in it and you drew pictures of them. Today we're going to have a go at writing our own poem, but before we do that, can we have our spellings please, Miss Oliver?
So today's spellings are 2 more red words, and you might have noticed that I've kept up yesterday's red words on my board for you to practice at home. So hopefully you can find your red words that you practiced from yesterday and have a go at them as well. So all and ball. And then today's red words are walk and talk. So let's start with walk. Walk. It's got a W at the beginning, W, and it sounds like an or sound, or. But it's not. The or sound is dressed up as an A and an L. Walk. And then it's a K on the end, a kicking cup. Walk. Let's write it again. So W at the beginning that we can hear. And then our or sound is dressed up as an A and an L. And then a kicking cup on the end. Walk. Next word, talk. It's got that sound, that same or sound in the middle. So talk begins with a T, and then an or. It's going to be that A-L again. A-L, talk, and again it has our kicking K on the end, or we sometimes say kicking kangaroo. Talk. So let's write that one again. Talk. T-A-L-K. And at home, you might start practicing with your grown-up using letter names. So you could say T, the sound, or you could say T-A-L-K, talk.
Thank you, Miss Oliver. So, like I said, today we're going to have a go at planning and writing our own poem. Now you may think you can't do that, but actually we're going to make it really easy for you because we're going to use the model from yesterday, the 10 things. So yesterday's poem looked like this, 10 things a wizard keeps under his hat. And we're going to use a similar idea for us to write our own poem today. And we're going to think about 5 things that you would like to 5 things that you would keep under your hat, okay? So I've been having an idea of 5 things that I might like to keep under my hat, and we're going to model that for you now. And once we've done that, it should be quite clear for the poem that you're going to write today. So Miss Oliver's going to do the writing for me, and I'm going to help her with some ideas. So the first thing we need to think about is a title. All poems and all stories have a title. So this title is 10 Things a Wizard Keeps Under His Hat. Well, I'm not a wizard, so I'm not going to have that for me today. And to make it a bit easier, rather than having 10 things, I'm just going to do 5 things. So my title is going to be 5 Things I Keep Under My Hat. That is my title. And that can be your title too, children. 5 things I keep under my hat. Now I've had a really good think about all of my favourite things and everything I love. I had a little think about a little while ago when we were doing our happy thoughts from our hat, and I thought about what makes me happy, what would I like to have in my poem, and that has helped me to come up with 5 ideas. So the first thing I thought about was some of my pet at home, and whether I'd like to keep my pet under my hat. And I definitely would love to keep my pet under my hat.
So if you have a pet at home, you might like to keep your pet under your hat.
Definitely. And then I thought, rather than just put in my cat George, I thought I'd try and use some of those adjectives, Miss Oliver, to try and really help the reader to see what my cat looks like. So my first line of my poem is going to be, my old grey cat called George. And we need a capital letter to start, and each line of the poem, children, each idea needs to be on its own line. So the first the first line, we're gonna put each line in a different colour so you can see how it clearly starts on each line with a new line, because that's something that you do with poetry. So my old grey cat, my old grey cat called George.
My old grey, grey
cat called George.
And George, because it's his name.
Capital letter for that.
George. Do I need a full stop, Mrs. David?
No, because it's a poem, you don't need a full stop. In some poems they do put commas, but no. My old grey cat called George. That's my first idea. That's going to go on its own line. And the second idea will have its new line. It will start a new line, and we're going to do it in a different colour, so you might like to do that at home. Now, I had a little think for this idea. What do I love doing? What are my favourite things to do? And I know that my favourite things are cooking and swimming. So my first idea is about food and cooking. So I would really love to put under my hat a brand new recipe book. I love cooking, so a brand new recipe book would definitely go brand new recipe book. And can you see how I've used some adjectives to describe the book? Brand new. Just like I did with the old grey cat called George, okay? So, my third idea, you know how I love swimming, don't you? Everybody know how I love swimming? Well, I've got to put my favourite swimming costume under my hat, so just in case I need to go. So, my favourite swimming costume is my third idea.
My favourite swimming costume.
Yeah.
So, a new line for your new idea.
5 things I keep under my hat.
My
favourite swimming costume.
I wonder if you have a piece of clothing that's your favourite, you might like to put
Or if you
on.
have a hobby that you really enjoy and you need some things to go and do that hobby. If you have certain clothes, maybe you go horse riding, you might want to put your horse riding hat or your jodhpurs under your hat. Or you may like to play rugby, so you may want to put your favourite rugby ball under your hat. Or you may love football, so you might want to put your dirty old football boots under there. Ooh, that wouldn't be nice. Brilliant, we've got 3 lines now. Let's read it back. 5 things I keep under my hat. My old grey cat called George, a brand new recipe book, and my favourite swimming costume. Now, for this line, I sort of started to think about something magical. Something a little bit different, something where I could really use my imagination. So this line is a magical portal to a secret world. Now, if you don't know, children, a portal, some stories use portals, like in Alice in Wonderland. Alice goes down the rabbit hole, and that is like a portal to a secret world. Or in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, they go through the wardrobe, and the wardrobe acts as a portal to a secret world. It's like an opening into a secret world. So a magical portal to a secret world,
so
please.
A new line, capital letter A.
Magical portal to a secret world.
Portal.
Learned a new word today, children, probably a lot of you. Portal.
To
Portal.
a secret. That's exciting.
I know.
Secret world.
I'd love a magical portal in the classroom here, so I could just pop to a new world at lunchtime. That would be nice. Anyway, and the final line of my poem, Miss Oliver, is to do with food. Because you know I love food and I love cooking.
Is it cheese?
It's not cheese today, no. No, I would like to put in there a huge slice of zingy lemon meringue pie.
Oh, that sounds delicious. I really like lemon meringue pie. So a huge slice.
A huge slice of zingy lemon meringue pie.
So a new line for your new idea. A, great adjective there, huge slice of
Zingy.
zingy.
Yeah, zingy.
It's like a taste, isn't it? It's a bit
Zingy. Yeah, like a sour, zingy.
sour.
Yeah.
Huge slice of zingy
Lemon meringue pie.
meringue. How do you spell meringue, Mrs. David?
MERANGUE. I hope that's right. I will.
I'm sure there's an I in
Really?
meringue somewhere.
Meringue. Let me just check.
So if we're not sure, we can look it up in a dictionary.
You could do that as well.
A huge slice of zingy lemon meringue pie. Okay, just while Mrs. David checks the spelling of meringue for me, I wonder if you have a favourite piece of food.
MERINGUE.
Sorry, Mrs. David, can you say that again?
MERINGUE.
There we are. I'll just put this across next to that one. Meringue, thank you.
Now, we mustn't forget, Miss Oliver, to sign our name at the bottom because we're the author of the poem. So this poem is by Mrs. David.
Capital letter.
By.
And then Mrs. David, it's her name, so capital letter. Mrs. David, because it's her poem. She is the author of this poem. That means she wrote this poem.
5 things I keep under my hat. My old grey cat called George, a brand new recipe book, my favourite swimming costume, a magical portal to a secret world, and a huge slice of lemon meringue, a huge slice of zingy lemon meringue pie by Mrs. David.
Okay, children, so it's your turn to write your own poem about 5 things you would keep under your hat. It might be worth coming up with your ideas first
I think that's a good
before
idea.
you start writing. So talk with your grown-up about all those 5
Do
things.
a draft, do a plan, do a draft, because I didn't just write this straight away. I wrote some ideas down and then I added in words to make it more exciting. I added in adjectives. I didn't just think of these ideas and write them down straight away. They took a little bit of work. Like Miss Oliver said, I started with my ideas and then I added to them to make each line of the poem better and better. If you're not sure how to spell words, you can use a dictionary or ask your grown-ups to help you.
Or Google's very good.
Google. And also, if you're using some words and they seem a bit dull or boring, you could use a thesaurus, and that's not an old dinosaur. It's a book that you can use to try and look for some more exciting words that mean the same thing. I love a thesaurus.
Okay, and then, so write your poem. You might like to illustrate it around the outside, which means drawing pictures, and then send it in for us to see.
Bye, children. I know you're going to do a fantastic job. Bye for now.